Hi friends, in this video we shall discuss about meniscal injury. The reason of meniscal injury is sporting injury, mainly seen in young adults. The reason is twisting strain applied to the flexed and weight-bearing leg. The trapped meniscal commonly splits longitudinally and its free edge may displace inwards towards the center of the joint, which causes bucket handle tear. This prevents full extension of the knee joint. Locking of knee joint is a typical feature in bucket handle tear, and in bucket handle tear, whenever an attempt is made to straighten the knee, a painful elastic resistance is felt. Means springy blockage in extension. The last range of extension 20 to 30 degree is limited due to this bucket handle tear. If there is bucket handle tear, it requires surgical correction. Giving way is seen in almost all meniscal injury. Swelling will be associated with the condition, but it takes time to swell when compared to anterior cruciate ligament tear. Meniscus is a C-shaped structure. You can see medial meniscus is C-shaped and lateral meniscus is nearly O-shaped structure. It is resting on the upper end of tibia and is attached to tibia. This meniscus is of right knee joint. This is ACL and this one is PCL. Here you can see tibial tuberosity. Medial meniscus is attached to capsule, joint capsule, but there is no connection to capsule to lateral meniscus. The concave surface is loosely attached. Anterior horn also is loosely attached, while posterior horn is firmly attached. This is the applied anatomy of meniscus. Out of these two meniscus, medial and lateral, medial meniscus is more prone to injury, and medial meniscal injury may be associated with ACL tear and medial collateral ligament tear, which is called together as unhappy triad. Coming to the clinical examination of meniscal tear, it includes Thessaly's test, highly accurate test with high accuracy in diagnosis, and second one is Apley's grinding test. Coming to Thessaly's test, I already explained earlier. The reason of meniscal injury is three. One is solely weight-bearing limb. Second one is flexion of that particular limb. And third one is twisting force applied, that is twisting of femur on tibia. This is the reason. These three things when occur simultaneously is the reason for meniscal injury. In the Thessaly's test, we are repeating the same scenario. First, it is done in normal knee joint and then on the affected knee joint. Patient's arm is resting on examiner's hand for balance. Stand only on the affected leg and then other leg is raised. I repeat, first it should be done on the normal leg. Coming to the clinical examination, on the affected leg, stand on the affected leg, other leg is lifted, flexion of knee up to 20 degree maximum, 10 to 20 degree flexion is done, and then twisting of femur on tibia is done. It should be repeated for 3 times. The positive test means during this particular maneuver, there will be pain on the joint line or patient feels a sensation of catching or locking. This is the diagnosis by using Thessaly's test, which is very confirmatory. Coming to Apley's grinding test, patient is on prone position. Patient's posterior thigh is fixed by examiner's knee. Then on 90 degree flexed knee joint, compression and rotation is done. Compression and rotation towards external side. That means external rotation of foot gives diagnosis of medial meniscus and internal rotation of foot gives diagnosis of lateral meniscus. We can see the video of Thessaly's test. This is Thessaly's test for meniscal injury. Stand on the affected leg, then flexion of knee joint up to 20 degree maximum, then rotation of femur on tibia. It should be repeated for 3 times. Patient's hand should be resting on examiner's hand for keeping the balance. This is Thessaly's test for meniscal injury. The diagnosis of this particular test is joint line pain, sensation of catching or locking while doing this maneuver. This is Apley's grinding test. Patient is on prone position. Flexion of knee joint. Patient's posterior thigh is fixed by examiner's knee. Then compression, and first you shall see compression and external rotation, which is diagnostic of medial meniscal injury. Compression and internal rotation of foot, which is diagnostic of lateral meniscal injury. If there is meniscal injury, the primary management is immobilization above knee cast like this in Z position. This particular position is called Z position. From above knee, a posterior cast should be applied in 30-degree flexion of knee joint, and foot is 90-degree. In this 90-degree, that means in the dorsiflexed foot, this particular bandage is applied. It is kept as per the condition of the patient. Whenever the pain subsides, the bandage should be removed and then start rehabilitation. Instead of knee cast, we can also use knee immobilizer up to the period of immobilization, and then knee immobilizer can be changed to hinged knee brace whenever the condition improves. Hinged knee brace allows 45-degree flexion and rehabilitation should be started. Coming to the meniscal injury, I already described that the reason of meniscal injury, twisting strain applied on the flexed and weight bearing leg. Clinical examination of meniscal injury include Thessaly's test, which is very confirmatory, and Apley's grinding test, which is done in prone position. Immobilization is the first line of management, and then rehabilitation should be applied. The most important thing regarding meniscal injury is meniscus is triangular in cross section and C-shaped structure, which is avascular. Only in the periphery of meniscus there is blood supply, and whenever there is tear in the central portion, it won't heal as it is avascular. Rehabilitation is the most important thing done after the removal of bandage to maintain the quality of life of the patient and to avoid giving way and instability after the injury. Thank you.